Ethan Hale survived a crash that nearly took his life. But what he did afterward shocked doctors and inspired millions. This is the story of a boy who learned to outrun his own shadow. Ethan Hale lived in Willow Creek, a quiet American town where everyone recognized every face except his. He wasn't loud, wasn't popular, just a shadow sitting silently in the back row. Only his little sister Lily ever truly noticed him. She hugged him every night and said, "One day, Ethan, the world will know your name." Ethan always smiled, but he never believed it. One snowy December night, Ethan was driving home from his part-time job when his car slid on black ice. The world spun, metal crunched, and everything went dark. When he woke up in the hospital, pain ripped through his legs. The doctor stood over him and said softly, "Your legs are badly injured. You may never walk normally again." Ethan felt something inside him crumble. "Why did I survive?" he whispered. "No one would even notice if I disappeared." Nurse Maya Thompson sat beside him and said, "Maybe this isn't the end. Maybe this is where you start becoming someone new." Her words settled deep inside him. Recovery was a battlefield. Every step felt like knives cutting into his bones. Ethan fell again and again until he lost count. One morning he broke down and said to his therapist Jordan, "I can't keep failing." Jordan replied, "Falling is part of fighting. Quitting is the only real failure." Something later, Ethan took 10 shaky steps without support. Jordan recorded the moment and posted it with the caption, "A boy who refuses to quit." The video went viral. Millions watched him struggle, rise, and walk. For the first time, strangers around the world said his name with admiration. Returning home after months, Lily ran to him and hugged him like he was a superhero. At school, the same students who once ignored him now smiled and held doors open. Coach Miller approached him and said, "Ever thought about joining track?" Ethan laughed. "Coach, I can barely run." Miller smiled. "Then we'll start with walking." So Ethan trained. Early mornings, cold evenings, endless pain. But day by day, walking turned into jogging. Jogging turned into running. He wasn't the fastest, but he had something stronger than speed. He had purpose. His story had already inspired millions. Now it inspired him. A year later, Ethan qualified for the state championship. The night before the race, he sat outside trembling with fear. Maya called him and said, "Tomorrow run like the boy who refused to stay broken." Her words steadied him. On race day, the stadium buzzed with energy. Ethan took his place on the track, heart pounding. The gun fired. He fell behind instantly, pain shooting through him, but he kept pushing. With every step, he remembered the hospital, the falls, the tears, the nights he wanted to quit, and then something ignited inside him. In the final stretch, Ethan accelerated with everything he had left. The crowd erupted. He crossed the finish line in second place, but the stadium rose to its feet. They weren't cheering for a silver medal. They were cheering for his courage. During the award ceremony, Ethan spoke into the microphone. "I used to fear my shadow. I thought it proved how small I was. But shadows only exist where there is light." Find your light spread across the internet, inspiring millions more. Years later, Ethan became a motivational therapist. One afternoon, he visited a young boy in a hospital who had survived a similar accident. The boy whispered, "I don't think I'll ever walk again." Ethan smiled gently. "I used to believe that too. But the moment you choose to rise, your life rises with you." The boy asked, "How do you know?" Ethan stood, walked toward the window with steady steps, and said, "Because that's exactly where my story began." He had learned that shadows mark not an end, but a beginning. Each struggle was the outline of a brighter shape waiting to be filled. People messaged him from distant cities. Late-night callers shared how his steps helped them stand again. He answered with honesty, "It isn't magic. It's the decision to try, one more time, when your body and your heart are tired." Sometimes, he still woke at night to Lily's voice in his head. and smiled at how her faith had set the first stone. He traveled to hospitals, to schools, to small gyms, telling people that the measure of recovery wasn't how fast you ran, but how often you chose to rise. Each life he touched added a line to his story, and each line reminded him that invisibility could be reversed by action and by stubborn kindness. He did not pretend the road was easy. He told the truth about the doubts, the late hours, the moments he feared failure. Yet he also insisted on small rituals, one step, one call, one honest attempt that quietly assembled courage. And so his shadow became a map, not a limit. Keep moving forward.